So then just closed on this deal here. So yeah, I was mistaken. The previous vlog, I said it was 200 on sale for 175, but it was just base 175. And then I offered them 145 plus shipping. And so based on all the information, it's roughly the same to send it as it is for them to drive here, and they offered to drive here, so I paid $40 for delivery, which is quite reasonable from Toronto to Brampton. And yeah, included in this set were several things which made me really interested in this one specifically. You can see just the bulk here. And so it looks like just regular bulk and stuff like that, and I think there's part of Star Wars minifigure here, but then if you look in the pictures, there is a decent amount of minifigure parts. I'm actually trying to remember. I know that one of the Nexo Knights minifigures is weirdly valuable, so let's actually just check if that's it. Sand blue armor, and then parts. I'm not sure. That doesn't seem to be finding it. Let's go page 2. But yeah, I'm not seeing it here. No, that's a different one. I know that guy is, but let's just check here. So we're looking for, actually, wait, was that his helmet? Let's see here. Yeah, that's his helmet. Is that actually him? That might have, okay, let's do this. 1 second. Let me just open up the image in a new tab, and then go to the side here. Yeah, that might actually be him there. Yeah, we can see he's got that armor and that helmet and stuff like that. Just make sure that this helmet isn't part of any other Nexo figures or anything. So sand blue, yeah, it's exclusive to this guy. So then we've got that guy there, which goes for $40 to $67. It is missing the visor, which is probably possibly in there, but it's probably a valuable one. Oh, only $1.29. That's a little bit cheaper than I was expecting to get that, but it seems like the rest of it's there. But then there's just like Jestro, I think that's his name, Tro. And then we can see this one here goes for like 15 bucks or so. I've never seen this Jestro before for some reason. That's interesting. And then that one looks really cool. Yeah, I've never seen that one either. It's just weird because at this point I've seen most minifigures, and there's a bug there. And no, you're not getting away. Okay, well, we caught a bug. I saw it the other day, and now we caught it. So that is not nice when those bugs decide to show up, but either way, let's see where this thing is now. It's got the same headgear as one of the purple guys, so I'll click on this here, go to the inventory, and that one is in black. So we can see here, change that. So that one on its own has a bit of value, but let's see what it's from. So it's exclusive to General Garg, which is a $60 to $120 minifigure. And is that where the one? Yeah, that's where that guy's from. That one. So then that is there. I'm not seeing his wings here, but they very well could be. Then we've got, I think that guy goes for a little bit. And we've got Wonder Dog, which is like 15 bucks. Then we've got a couple other interesting ones there, so that's nice. And then also in this image, if you look closely, you can actually see this helmet right here, which you may well recognize as the helmet on Ezra Bridger. And so that helmet there, let's get that helmet up. It is worth about $22 plus, and that is from the Phantom set there. So yeah, then there's that helmet there, and then there's a Kanan Jarrus minifigure, and stuff like that. So yeah, overall, really interesting lot, lots of interesting parts. So yeah, then saw this one, and then yeah, it is hopefully going to be here by tonight then, so that is exciting. And actually, I think that is Majesto. No, not Majesto. Murloc. They re-released them in Nexo, I think. Yeah, Murloc here, which is like $11 plus, so that's a nice one. So yeah, just a really interesting lot, lots of nice parts. Even just like things like that. It's a pearl dark gray helmet. At least I think it is. It might be black, but it's got the shine of a pearl dark gray. And then there's like $3-4 and stuff like that. So yeah, lots of interesting parts in here. So that will be a nice one to add to the backlog. And then just for American viewers, 185 Canadian, which is what I paid, is $135 USD. So yeah, just working on the previous vlog, and this here is the first vlog that I've had surpass 1 hour of footage in quite a while. We'll have to see if I get any of it out. And it's under an hour, but yeah, it's been a while since I recorded that much. So next up, if you look at the Galador parts on Bricklink, you can see that all of them, or most of them, have no actual part number. It's just Gal for Galador, and then a number assigned next to it. A couple of them have different numbers, though I'm not entirely sure what all of that, if any of that is like specifically connected per se to an actual number, or if that's just a thing for a placeholder number. But then we can use some of this stuff here to get a couple of those numbers. I think I've got a couple of those torsos in here somewhere. Here's one. And then I'm going to crack this guy open, if it can be opened, because I mean it's got to be opened somehow, because there's different things in here and stuff like that. But then we will see if we can find some stuff on it, because you can see the mold number on the outside there. Then here we can see the Lego stuff there, but as you can see, there's a seam line going through the whole thing, so it can be split in half, because a lot of these older parts, they only ever put the number on the inside, such as for example this elephant here, which they only put the, like for example, they'll put some of the mold numbers on the outside and the Lego logo and stuff, but then the part number is only on the inside. And so then on Bricklink, since when the items were added, the person didn't want to take a hammer and break it in half. It ends up just getting a random number like that. So then if you ever have the part on hand and are willing, you can just break the thing open, and some, not all, of the parts will then have a number added, and then that can be added to Bricklink, and that's always good fun to do, especially when you have parts that aren't necessarily too expensive per se. So let's just check how much that torso goes for. Yeah, one sold at $2 and 13 for sale, so I can add packing dimensions, potentially add numbers and stuff like that. So today, to get things started, I'm going to try to get a little bit of this Galador stuff done, though I will start with just this torso here, just to see if it has a part number, because if it doesn't have a part number, I might try to specifically choose a different Galador part that has a better chance. But otherwise, then if it ends up being that none of them have part numbers, then I won't continue opening up more of them. But then there's a couple more over there, which I can't reach right now because I got a whole bunch of Lego on the floor. So I will try some of that stuff out then. So unfortunately, it does not seem like this thing here has any numbers anywhere on it. Neither do any of the parts on the inside. But then it's interesting that this one part here was technically made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different parts. Although 2 and 2. Wait, no, 2. Yeah, 2 and 2. Although one of these was apparently missing these guys here. So technically 19 different parts. I think they fell out in the garage. But yeah, the 19 different parts make up this one, but not a single one of them has a part number. So I'm going to check these two here for part numbers on the inside, but if these two don't have any, then I'm not going to take apart any more of them. So none of those Galador parts had any part numbers on the inside either, so yeah, I'm not taking apart any more of them. So yeah, then it is now down to, let's move these now here, and that one. And so now let's toss that there, that one there, and that one there. And now we have this container here, and then this and this container here of Galador parts remaining, and that is an interesting one for sure. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, that's one of the more valuable ones, but yeah, I'll have to see. So then I'll probably keep these parts until after when I start listening to new stuff, because these are from this guy here, and as you can see, there's only one for sale at $683. He is quite rare. Let's actually just check eBay. I know there's probably one sold for like $5 or something like that. Lego Galador. Yeah, let's add Galador here. And then, yeah, there's none for sale of him on his own. He might be in some random lot though. But then let's check the sold. Not seeing him in the sold either. I also had this guy in the lot, but he was already sold his parts a long time ago. But yeah, I'm just not really seeing it. This guy is just extremely rare. So let's try 8325, see if we have any different results. Nope, nothing there. Let's check to see if there's any for sale. Nope, none for sale. So yeah, this guy is just extremely rare. He isn't in that good of a condition, but when you have something that rare, then people will usually still buy it. But either way, I was able to get the weights added on some of these. And then I think someone else actually added the dimensions for most of the stuff already. Like if you open it up, it was Nathan RM. Is that an E or an F? F. Already added the sizes, so I just had to add the weights. And then I also requested some name changes on some of these Galador parts to just add some of the colors into them to help with the searches a little bit and stuff like that. But yeah, then this one here will just find a nice place like right here or something, and just keep this here for stuff that will be listed after the all the old stuff is already listed, because I want to avoid listing any valuable stuff from now on until after I'm finished selling all the used stuff, because otherwise it could end up selling for super cheap when I could sell for a good amount if I wait. So yeah, then I will just continue going through these. I'm basically just adding dimensions and weights and name change requests for the ones that I have. But then other than that, I'm not really doing anything. I don't think there's any other of the Galador ones that are particularly valuable, besides this one and the other one, which I had already sold. So let's just double check. Set price here, and then go there. So yeah, there's that one. I already sold that one as well. So there's this one here, but there's just none for sale, but it's probably not all that rare. Yeah, there's nothing overly special in here. Is that the same? No, that's a different mold. Just wanted to double check that. But yeah, then after that, I've got a couple of these in their boxes and stuff like that, but none of them are nearly as rare as the Aquart and Tagger, I think that's his name. Yeah, so those are separated at the side, but yeah, just go through the rest then. So just got the Lego now. So yeah, then I just double checked it's real Lego. That cape there has definitely seen better days. But yeah, then yeah, it's all here from the stuff. Got Kanan Jarrus. And then I was curious if it was in here, and I did actually find it. I didn't see it in the picture. But then the one Sabine is also in here. Those are her legs. I don't know where she is now, but I saw her a little bit ago. But yeah, everything is in here. And stuff like that. So yeah, then it is this stuff here. Wait, whose torso is that? Was that? I think that's just normal AT guy. Yeah, that's the AT one. And then yeah, there's some instruction manuals, and then just a whole bunch of bulk parts here and stuff like that. So yeah, then this here will get just added to the backlog. Just gonna leave that in there. No reason not to. But yeah, then that is added. Oh yeah, there's Sabine there. I don't think that might be her head. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, then so that was I'm trying to remember 185 or something, and it'll get added to the backlog. But then I was just checking the one thing in there, and I was like, I remember seeing someone in the forums with that broke in half, because this here is one part that was made during the Brittle Brown era. And yeah, I just bent it a little, and it snapped right in half. So I just finished with all of the Galador parts now. So that is 70 change requests made, so should be able to get a good amount of that stuff now fixed up there. And then, yeah, so that is now done. So that's another 5 shoe boxes freed up again. And then these are some of the numbered ones, so I can finally start using those again. Yeah, so then just the one thing was set aside here, but then the rest of it is good to go. But I am not listing it right now. I am in the change request note things. On one of them, I put a note to the admin saying that if they needed any additional information, I'd have it available for a little bit before I sold it, in case they need to know something before this is sold. And probably no one on Bricklink would have exactly a whole bunch of different parts if they had a whole bunch of questions and stuff like that. So then I will hold on to this stuff for probably a couple of weeks, or if it takes longer, or longer if if not all of the change requests are approved or declined by then. And if I receive a message, I'll hold it as well, stuff like that. So yeah, I'll just put this stuff in the corner for a little bit. And then hopefully within the next several weeks, this stuff can get listed as well. But yeah, then now that that is sorted out, this counter is actually starting to be a little bit emptier. I do want to try to find a scanning thing for this stuff here, so I'll possibly take a look at that now. I got this small comic in a lot, but I don't think it's on Bricklink yet, so I'll have to see if I add that. It's only a few pages here, so yeah, it's just a small comic there. But yeah, I'll have to see if I can work on that. But yeah, then oh wait, no, there is another Galador thing I missed here, so I'll double check that this here stuff, see if any of this needs to be added. So yeah, I almost missed that, but there's already one dark green container there, so I'm pretty sure I've gotten most, if not all of these. So as for this comic, it turns out I was just blind. I was looking up that number there, but I was supposed to be checking that number there. So yeah, it's already on Bricklink, and it goes for 30 cents. So it turns out I've had these things laying around so long for the instructions that they've actually been added now to Bricklink. Yeah, so we can see for the instructions, a whole bunch of them are here. There's a few that are missing it, but I'm not sure if I have those. I'll check. I don't know why I went back there by accident, but I think this here was all added by the same person who added a whole bunch of the other things from Nathan RMF. So that's nice that I can... well, I mean, I'm not going to get rid of them. I'll include them in the Galador lot, but I'll just double check that all of the ones here have pictures, and that I don't have any of the few that are missing the images. So it turns out that they are all there, but I did realize that they don't have their weight or dimensions, so I can get that part added at least. So just now finished with the instruction manuals as well. So was able to get a whole bunch of dimensions and weights added. So that is good now. So then in regards to the Galador stuff, currently got 87 change requests, and I think like 2 or so, or 3 or 4 maybe, were approved. So a real good change into the stuff for all the Galador stuff on Bricklink, so that will help clear up a whole bunch of that stuff. So that is now done. And then yeah, I don't think I missed any other Galador, so I think that it's now done. So that is all good now. So yeah, then I will have to just try to get something here done then now. But then someone brought up in a comment on the previous vlog about how even listing the used parts, like the normal parts, will get more quantity into the store and more sales, even if they're the normal common parts like that. And well, that is true to an extent. In the previous vlog, I had explained about how the same thing would apply to the time that instead of spending on this, if I worked on minifigure parts or something like that, it would work for that as well. But the other thing that I had completely forgotten to mention is that for the normal parts here, I already list the good ones from them, but then for the basic normal parts, like for example, a red 2x4 brick or a yellow 2x2 brick or something like that, and that might not, yeah, that one's not Lego. But then just stuff like that, like the basic parts that I'm not listing from the used lots are the parts that I can get in new sets. And since I'm no longer spending all of the time on listing the normal used parts, I have a lot more time. Like, it is an absolutely massive time saver. Like, if I were to just grab these containers, put them there, and work on them until I'm done and do nothing else, it would probably take me 2-3 days or even more to sort them all by color and then check every single one for damage, list them with different descriptions and stuff like that. Versus selling them as bulk, it only takes maybe half an hour in comparison to the multiple days of work. And then with that free time, I can then list a whole bunch of new parts. Like, for example, I know in the past I've parted out, see if I can remember what it is. I think it was a clock or something. And of course I spelt that wrong. We can see here gear, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find this thing. But like either way, there was the one clock set, and then I think I got 99 copies of it because that was the limit from Lego for that one. And then I think each one was like 200 or 300 pieces, and so then that would be 100 times. Let's just go on the low end, 200. So that would be is that 20,000 parts? Yeah, that might be 20,000 parts. I just want to make sure I'm not messing up the math here. Yeah, about 20,000 parts, and that it took, I think, a day and a half to list. So 20,000 brand new parts, all common parts that do help orders, because people do buy plenty of common parts. That's why most basic parts have tens of thousands of them sold, and so I'm able to get a lot more quantity of that listed. Like, if I had the same bricks that weren't in the sets that were used, it wouldn't just take me like a day and a half to list it. It would take days and days on end to list 20,000 used parts of the same thing. But like for all of this stuff here, like I'm still taking out some of the good stuff that I don't really get from sets. Like, you don't get light yellow or dark orange from the sets, and so people want that. So if I take that out, then I can, instead of listing the used common parts, I can then buy new sets, and then with the time saved from listing that, and then from the additional revenue from selling all of the more specialized used parts, then I can fund the new sets, which then makes up for that. I know it's a bit complicated. I've been running this stuff through my brain for a couple years, and it makes sense to me, though. It does seem like when I usually explain it to people, either I explain it badly or something, but most people, it seems like it's not quite that I can get the exact point across, but it does make sense if you really think about it. For quite a while, at least to me. It might not to you, and that's perfectly fine. For many stores, it is perfectly fine to just sell the bulk individually, and if that works for you, that's great. It's just, I'm thinking that it might, based off of what I've been able to learn from all the listing and stuff like that, that it might work better this way, so I'm going to try it, and it might work, and if it doesn't work, then I can always go back to listing the used bulk that I get in the mail instead of selling it by the pound. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and we will learn over time to see if this approach is better or worse than the previous approach. So then I just found the set I was looking for. It was set 40172, 274 parts. And so then I posted this image here, I believe it was, when I got them in the mail. So I got them in the mail on March 15, and then on March 17, they were already all completely listed, because these are the containers. Every single part's already sorted by the bag and stuff like that. So it took less than 2 days, because I wouldn't have like posted the image and then immediately set my phone down and work on it. I'm pretty sure it was a little bit before I did that, but yeah, this image is so old I don't even have the drawer units here, so that's interesting. But yeah, then that is just like reference and stuff like that. And then a newer one would be like with the Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. I used to post a lot on Instagram. I gotta start trying to get more consistent with that stuff. But yeah, then like with this here, I got a whole bunch of these. What's the set? I don't remember. It's the Gar Saxon one. And so that one there, January 4th is when I took that picture. And then I think it was later that day I started working on it. And then when I got the mini figures done, that was January 5th. So wait, that is, yeah, January 4th, January 5th. So that took about 2-ish days as well. And then those ones, I can't see the set number there, so let's go Gar Saxon. Actually, for this one here first, 274 times 99 copies, so that was 27,000 bricks listed in 2 days. And then for the Gar Saxon one, that one is, let's let that load. Right here, so that one is 535 times, it was 37, I think. Yeah, it was like 37 of them, so that there was almost 20,000 parts as well. But then, so roughly, if you're listing new and you have free time and stuff like that, you can easily get 10,000 things listed in a day. But like this container, like right here, probably has well, maybe a bit more than 10,000. I don't know. I've never actually figured it out count-wise, but it is physically a lot less than the new stuff, but it might be roughly around 10,000 because it got a lot more variety in the shape size and stuff like that. But even if it is less than 10,000 pieces, there's no way I could get that listed in just 2 days. And so yeah, then it's either a whole bunch of common used parts, or it is a whole bunch of common new parts. And the used parts, it takes a lot longer. The return is higher, but I can only ever list like a certain amount, versus if it's a whole bunch of new parts, I can get them listed really quickly. And then I can spend more time working on other stuff or listing more new parts. So yeah, basically in short, it costs more, but you can list it a lot faster, meaning you can get a whole bunch more. Versus used, it has a higher return, but it takes a lot longer to do. So yeah, then it's complicated stuff, but even though it has less of a return, the time saved from it makes up for more than the amount you lose from it being new instead of used or something. I probably explained that wrong, but hopefully that just clears it up a little bit, because I was probably just badly explaining it previously, but this hopefully might make a little bit more sense perhaps. But if not, that's fine. Everyone's got their own selling strategies. But then I just wanted to clarify one of the other reasons why I do want to switch away from a whole bunch of the used bulk is also for just the general time savings, because I want to still grow the Bricklink store, but I don't want to put quite as much time into it, because I do have another somewhat major project I'm working on that isn't Lego related at all. And I do want to put a whole bunch more serious time and effort into that. But if I spend all day, every day listing like $70 of used bulk throughout a day, then I'm just not going to have time for that. But if I can put the effort, even if it costs more, but it is less work, it is, at least in my position, much more worthwhile in that sense, because then I have time to work on my other project. And yeah, I haven't shown the other project on the channel or anything. I might one day, but it's not Lego related, so it probably won't really. But then that is something I've put, well, probably at least 1,000 hours into, and I want to put much more time into it. But yeah, when I spend all day, just for years, I was just grabbing one used container, work on it, another used container, work on it. Then yeah, it just leaves a lot less time. So I'd like to be able to change it so at least like 1 or 2 extra days a week I can work on that. And then if I can switch away from this, then I should potentially have that time as an opportunity now versus when it wasn't before. And hopefully, now that I am going to be selling the more specialty parts and the new parts, I should still be able to have at least a similar, if not better, sales level when combining that with several different strategies that I've also been implementing lately that seem to be working well. So yeah, it's just part of a larger plan that I've been working on for several years, and I didn't expect to actually make the switch until later this year, but then things just seemed to perfectly fall in order, and then I just decided to start it now. And yeah, so that's where we are with why the last vlog and this vlog are so different compared to the previous vlogs before. So hopefully the big changes will hopefully over the next 6 months plus as we slowly do the change, hopefully should have some nice changes to the store and hopefully improve it. So what I'm going to do next is start packing up this box here because it's an auction, and based on buying patterns, it's unlikely that the person who buys this will buy anything else at the same time. But if they do, I can always open up the box and then that'll be fine. I can just add in something if they do. But then, yeah, just going to get that away so that I can get an empty container again, because I'm just working on clearing up some different stuff. And then so some parts like this that will end up just getting sold as bulk, I can then put there then. This one here I'm keeping to list because it's like $4 or $5. This one's like 50-60 cents. I'll list this one, but this one here is a little bit discolored, not badly per se. So that will go to the bulk. And so yeah, just trying to clean this up, and having an empty one of those containers will be helpful because every single one of them is filled right now. So yeah, it's the only way I can get one of these. Sold one thing from the eBay room, Gears of War 2. Sold it for $1.99 plus shipping, so that's like $1.50 USD. I don't even know why I listed it, but it sold. Yogurt time. So someone made a great observation that I accidentally listed all of the Lego auctions in the antiques category by accident instead of the Lego category because I think, I can't remember how it's set up, but in the shipping methods, if you don't choose a category, then eBay defaults to what it think it might be or something like that based off of some information we just started or something like that. I don't know, but and it defaulted to that, and so yeah, then I'm thanks for pointing that out, because now I'm able to update all of them from that. Oh, let's see here. So yeah, this one here, I go to antiques, click on that. It's not choosing the normal one. Let's see what's this one called here to find it. But normally when I click on this, it suggests, yeah, these ones aren't showing it for some reason, but it is that's still showing it for some reason. I'll see if I can get this sorted out, but yeah, that was a good catch. So they've all now been updated. It still shows it there, but whenever I enter revise listing, it then shows the correct one, and all of that's been saved now, so I'm assuming it's just a caching error or issue or something like that. So that's all being fixed now, except for the one, because when an auction's already started, you can't fix it. So yeah, then now if that one sells for like significantly less, then I'm going to have to run another test for sure, because that could very well be a big issue for that. So thank you very much to Laura Atkinson ZX6IJ, because I probably would not have caught that for quite a while, and yeah, that is very good to get it fixed. So while sifting through a couple of parts to figure out which ones I want to list, like these here are worth a little bit from the used backlog, so I'll still list them. But then I went, and then I came across this container here, and then I was just checking the colors. And so first up, we have the white ones, which I was like, oh, 19 cents, I might take those out and list them. And then I went to light bluish gray, and those are $6.50 to $20 a piece. So yeah, they are definitely from something. I'm assuming a Star Wars set. Yeah, the one Star Wars set, and then Arctic Freeze, and then another Star Wars set. So yeah, those are an unexpectedly valuable one mixed in, and it looks like there is 3 of them in here at least, and then I'll take these ones out since they have a little bit of value as well, but the others don't have value. there. I think like we'll just check. So yeah, then like for example, these ones are 8 cents, and then these ones are 11 cents, and then these ones are 8 cents as well. So I'm not going to list those ones there, but then these ones here have some nice value. So those will get listed, and that one didn't mean to include that there. But yeah, this container here is definitely seen better days, so that one is getting thrown out. But then over here, then I made a purchase on eBay again. Because I was waiting for some responses on Facebook Marketplace, but then I don't want to keep the money just sitting around forever, so I made a different purchase, but that is for this lot here. I already recorded a clip of me showing it, but then when I finished and was about to end the clip, I looked, and it turns out I'd never started recording in the first place. So then yeah, it is £4. They had it listed for $500, which is already a good deal. I offered $425 and they accepted, and so I got 4 pounds of minifigure parts for just 425 Canadian. That's like 350 or so USD. And inside are some nice parts. Like the first image, we have a whole bunch of the older castle adventures and ninja stuff. So that is nice there. I don't think that there's anything like that's like $30 or $40 in here or anything like that, but there's a lot of really solid ones. Like there was the old spider cape, which I was able to confirm with that trademark thing there. And then there's some nice shields, and then just lots of like castle stuff, like the dark gray helmets, a couple of the capes, the older torsos and stuff like that. So some real nice parts in there. And then oh yeah, there's one of those golden horn things which goes for a little bit, so that's nice. And then there's also like just lots of shields and stuff mixed in here, which are always real nice. And I think those are like brown spears as well, which go for a little bit as well, so that's real nice. So there's lots of nice stuff there. And then in here we can see, I didn't even notice that in the first one, but that is the Black Forestman torso. Let me just get this up, Forestman here, because that one there is the most valuable of the Forestman torso colors, because there's like the red, the blue, maybe yellow, I think, and then the black one. And so then this one here sells for $16+ because yeah, there's the which one, blue, which is like 7.5, and then there is the red, which is, I think this one's like 5 or 6. Oh no, 4 or 5 or so. But yeah, then there's just that one in there, which was which is nice. Then got that one. It's not the super expensive version of the armor. The one with the one dragon is like $20-30, but this one here is still like $8-10, so that's nice. Then there's just some more castle stuff in here, so that's nice. Then that's like a $20-30 version of Nightwing. And then, oh yeah, I was just checking if you had I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the pirate armor thing. It starts with an E-P, and that's all I know. So I don't even know how to pronounce that. And then we have this one here. Got like a Qui-Gon Jinn hair. That's a nice one. Then just some normal parts in here, so that's nice for that. And then we got this one here, which has a whole bunch of the accessories and stuff, which is always nice to get. Got shields, helmets, all that fun stuff, which has always got some nice value in them. And then the last image, this is the second last image, have a bit of Harry Potter stuff in here. And then like that's like a $20 mermaid, I think. And then here got a few of the dog things from Harry Potter, which are like $20-30 each. Then got like a $20 dragon, at least that's I sell for on eBay, I think about. Then we got another $20 T-Rex, got a brown saddle, got horse armor top thing, that's like $2, I think. Got some older space printed parts, which is nice. Got the original Geonosian wings, which are like $20+, and stuff like that. So yeah, that was just a really nice lot. It just popped up, I made an offer, and they accepted it real fast. So that was a nice one there. So then I've now gone through the containers. I put a few of the less valuable parts there, but then I set aside a couple things like those and then those things and stuff like that to list. So it's not like I'm just getting all of my old backlog just put into the bulk. I am still going through some of it. And so next up to sort out on trying to figure out what to list and what to sell as bulk is these 2x2 corner parts. And so from these ones here, the colors to look out for are all of these colors here. I went a little bit lower in value than normal, like 30 cents, just because might as well get a few of them done. But yeah, that I am going to look through, and that one has definitely seen better days. And I just feel like washing my hand after that because that is just weird. Yeah, so then I am going to get that stuff checked and then move on to the next. So then after that we have the 1x3s, the 1x1s, a couple of these here, but these have a lower quantity, so I might just list them outright. And then these here, these, actually no, these here are from these. So then, yeah, there's those ones, and then we've got the 1x10s, I think that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Then the 1x12s and 1x16s. So yeah, then I will get some of this done. The light in here, there's 3 light bulbs per light thing, and the one light on the far side went out, and for some reason it just looks a lot nicer in the basement with only 2 lights. I don't know why, it just seems nice with only 2 lights for some reason. But yeah, back to work. So I've now gone through the corner parts, got these ones out here, put that there, those are the remaining ones. And I just realized I completely forgot to remove all the gray ones. So it's time to go back through these guys again and separate those gray ones out. And then after that, work on these ones. So just bringing these down so I don't forget. But then, yeah, when I start going through the used lots and stuff like that, there's always just some weird stuff in them. And normally that doesn't bother me, but now that I'm going to possibly be doing it much more consistently, then I think it would be a good idea to keep these on hand and then start using them, and then not actually touch any of the bricks really until I've gone through with the washing process with the machine that I mentioned in the previous vlog. And then once they're clean, I start holding them without gloves and stuff like that, because yeah, if anyone's watching this who's gone through a whole bunch of used lots, like not just 1 or 2 but like dozens and dozens of them, you'll know sometimes there's just real weird stuff in them, and it just real, like just in the somewhat previous clip I just picked up a brick that was all weird and stuff like that. I threw that right out, but then I had to wash my hands and stuff like that. So you always have real weird stuff, so then if I wear those, that could probably make it a little bit better. But yeah, then I just finished with the corner parts here, so those are all the other ones. And so then that's with the grays. So I've made the list of the 1x3s to keep an eye out for, and I will go through these now. I was going through these bricks, and it just so happens that I tilted one at the right angle and saw that and looked closer. I'll take it out, but if you know Lego much, you may already know what that is. So yeah, then looking closely, it has the number on the one side there. I'll show, let's see if that gets focused on there. It's not focusing. Yeah, you can see it there a little bit. It's got like a B or something. Now on the other side, it has just like a 3 with a circle. And at first I thought that was like fake or something, but then like looking at other images, it is the same thing as those. So yeah, then I just checked a whole bunch of different images, and all of them have the same thing for that. So yeah, then that is real. But then just gonna put it in the plume drawer and put it away, and that'll be listed eventually when I get around to getting the stuff listed after the bulk. But yeah, that is a very, very rare plume. I think it's only like the 2nd or 3rd one that I've found. So that means statistically, on average, I find one of those plumes every approximately 1,000 pounds of Lego. So that is quite rare of a plume. But yeah, then a lot less of the valuable basic bricks in that one. But either way, those are removed. And yeah, then now on to the next, which is probably these guys. I think this order here might win the award for the weirdest selection of bonus parts. I ordered this, and they gave me an axle inside of a thin lift arm and a plate modified with bar thingy, which has fallen. Let me grab that. But yeah, that is definitely a really unique combination of extras. So in the previous vlog, several people mentioned about how it must be sad for my dad who's always sorting over here. But even though he doesn't have this anymore, there is something that he is able to do now. And that is whenever I purchase used Lego, then I try whenever possible to get it shipped here, because with gas costs and stuff like that, that's usually the cheapest option. But for larger purchases like 100 pounds or more, or for the people who have a decent amount but aren't willing to ship it, then my dad is a big fan of driving. He used to drive for a living before he retired and all that stuff. So he now I can pay him, and then he can go and do more driving, and then I can get the Lego from it. So it's a win-win in that sense as well. So I just secured well, just working out the final details, but if all goes well, just secured another used lot. This one is about 110 pounds, if I remember correctly. I'm not really all that sure what's in it. They sent a few pictures, and nothing was all that specific. It looked just like Lego in boxes. They said something about a Titanic, but I'm not entirely sure if that's in here or not. All I know is that it's 110 pounds of bulk Lego. I did the stuff, and yeah, since it was bought at bulk, not at specific sets, I looked at the average and normal between $5 to $10 a pound. So I went halfway at $7.50 a pound. So I think my offer was like $8.55, $8.25, $8.75. I don't remember what it was, but they countered at $900. So yeah, $900. Should be getting 110 pounds of Lego sometime eventually. I'm not sure when, no details yet. And I honestly have no idea if the Titanic is there or if they were just casually talking about it. But even so, I think used that has, it's not like it's, since it's been on the market for a little bit, I think I saw one on Facebook Marketplace for like 300 the other day or something. Titanic. So there is that, and we can see here. So yeah, then that's about $6.50 if it is complete, but I have no idea. That's the thing with used lots, it was not in the image, and for all I know, it could be half there or something, so it might be in there, might not, who knows. But either way, getting that for about 900, can't remember if it's 900 even or 900 plus a little bit. So yeah, then that will be a nice one here soon. And for reference, the only image that I have that I had to go off of for that lot, let me get it up real quick, right here, open image in new tab if I can. Okay, right here, one moment. So this here is the only image I had to go off for the entire deal. So yeah, even though they mentioned the Titanic is nowhere in the image, we can see there's a couple of minifigures. I think that's Gimli there, but otherwise it's just like a normal used thing. You got some city stuff, your broken containers, a couple instruction manuals. It's a space part. Not sure if that's a modern one or an actual vintage one, but yeah, then just that stuff there. And yeah, so that there is 110 pounds. I'm not sure if it's all in the images. It doesn't quite look like 110 pounds in the images, but you never know with Lego, and that very well could be all instructions in there or something, which weighs a whole bunch. I have no idea. But yeah, then that is that. And so yeah, that'll be an exciting one to go through. But yeah, then I'm still going through these 1x1 bricks. So yeah, good progress. Before and then the after. So this was the plan for quite a while, that basically we wanted a table that could be a good workspace. and stuff like that. And well, something fell over there, just to share. Yeah, then with this way, we have a nice big workspace, whether it be for opening mail, sorting bulk, or anything pretty much. We now have it accessible from all sides, because before it was stuck in the corner here, and you couldn't really access that side of the table, and you could only access it from the one side here, so very limited access. But then now we have it that you can walk around. The whole table's still trying to figure out its best exact spot, but yeah, you can walk around the table. And then also when pulling orders, normally if you had a box, you could set it on the cart, but if there's a whole bunch of cups on the cart from pulling other orders, you couldn't really do that too easily. And now you can just set it on the table, get what you need, and then you can put it away, and that then applies to when you're putting carts away as well. So there's room for that, and stuff like that. So then before, the cart would be brought exactly where it needed to go, but now we have two options. One, if it's just a few parts, we can leave the cart here, or option two, we can bring the cart around. The other possibility, which might do for now and then only take it out when needed, is actually fold this table up, because as we can see, it can be folded up, and then that can free up even more space as needed. So go like that, and then go like this, and close that. And now that table is put away, and we can do whatever with it. Not exactly sure where we would put it, but it would be somewhere. And then that way we can still bring the cart around to all of the different spots. And then one of the other reasons that this was done is because, as I'm hoping to get 1,000 more pounds of bulk, give or take, then we need some storage space, because there isn't exactly much room here. I can't fill up the hallway anymore, and the rest of it is listed inventory, and there's already stuff in the kitchen. So then this here is the perfect spot. Technically, we could have probably stacked it on the other table, but it was the plan to adjust stuff here and then open up a nice empty space here. So yeah, then that is now done, and we'll see how it works. The worst case scenario, we can always put it back to the old setup, but that's not that much work. Now that it's all vacuumed up and stuff like that, it would take maybe like 5 minutes to move the stuff all back to how it was if needed. But yeah, then the other thing is, now that it's like this, both of these shelf units are actually against the wall, because when I was first starting to sell, I accidentally pushed one of those units over. It was right here. I went to reach for something, and it pushed the entire thing over. And back then, the basement was filled with all sorts of other random stuff, and so it just fell half onto that. The boxes went everywhere. It was quite a project to clean that up. That was many years ago at this point. Well, like at least 3 or 4 or something. I don't know. But yeah, then that is now against the wall, so that's not a problem anymore. But yeah, then I'll get to pulling orders, and now we got a cool space to fill up with bulk. Yogurt time. I wonder if that UPS is for us. That UPS indeed was for us, and in it was a whole bunch of envelopes. It says it's 500. It looks like a significantly smaller box than what I normally get for 500, like literally less than half the size. But it does potentially seem like they're all here. I think they're just thinner than the other ones. So there's that. But we'll see how they work. If they are absolutely horrible, then we can always get more from Chit Chats, which actually I completely forgot until now. They do ship. And so then if it only costs like an additional, because I think it would, once you do the price difference, I think it might cost an additional $5 to get it shipped, once you calculate in the shipping cost along with the price difference between Amazon and Chit Chats. Then I think that's like 1 cent extra per envelope or something like that. So I might do that if these ones end up being not that good or something. But yeah, then with this open space now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some things adjusted a little bit. One, I'm going to get all of the stuff out of this corner here and start getting it nice and in a pile in the center of the room, because there is no way we are going to be fitting a whole bunch of Lego there. But then in addition to that, when all of that's cleared away, I might adjust this shelving unit. So instead of being here, it'll be on an angle leaning against that wall and this area a little bit, and then that way it can be pushed back, opening up a bit more floor space, which could work well for the cart and stuff like that, and then provide a little bit more floor space for the storage stuff. So yeah, then I've pretty much confirmed the deal. We're just trying to figure out a time that works for both parties for the 110-pound lot they asked about today, but unfortunately today didn't work, so it won't be in this vlog most likely. So I'm waiting to hear back, but then should be able to get that. So then if all goes well, that means this week for the 1,000-pound goal, I got about 123 pounds of it this week. Well, actually 123 pounds of that, and also got that 4-pound lot of minifigures. So then those are working towards the goal. So yeah, then should be making good progress on that, but it's all about consistency, because if I can't source a whole bunch next week, then it would bring the average down a whole bunch, so I have to always try to source as much as I can. But yeah, then I'm going to get to work on some of this stuff now, and then once I'm done with that, I'll get back to work on some of the 1x1 bricks. I'm making slow progress on this stuff because they take a little bit compared to the other categories. But yeah, then always have to keep an eye out for the Mayorsk blue. I keep all three out because when you put them side by side, you can see the difference a lot easier. But the one in the middle is Mayorsk blue, the one on the left is medium blue, and the one on the right is medium azure. Yeah, so then try to keep that separated. But yeah, then we'll see how much we've got so far. And I'm not going to weigh it, but we'll just see how much physically mass it is from all that stuff. And because yeah, I've got some of that stuff here. I don't think I have any over there that needs to be gone through from that. But yeah, then I will just work on this stuff here then. Just had another power outage. The internet just went out there. So yeah, the battery backup kicked in and saved, well, actually I pointed at the computer, the battery backup, which is behind the garbage can, just saved the day again and prevented a lot of lost stuff. Yeah, no internet, but that's fine for this page. Yeah, then that is really good, because I have, I don't even want to know how many tabs I have open, but whenever my computer goes off, it is a big pain. So yeah, then that not going off is amazing. So yeah, then that is that. So yeah, then now I am working on getting the dimensions for this Galador thing, because there's 4 different Galador parts that are still missing dimensions on Bricklink. Unfortunately, I don't have 3 of them, but I do have this one. Yeah, so we will see what we can do with it. If there's one listed at $60, I am extremely confident that these things are not worth that much. I was going to search it up, but I just realized we have no internet, so I can't check. But yeah, then get this here done, because this was just some of the stuff that was in the area I'm cleaning up. And then I actually have another one still in the box right there, although, oh yeah, there, you can see it a little bit better now. So it's now like this. I'm still not sure whether or not it's, oh, it's not zoomed out properly. There we go. And I'm not sure if it's better with this one like this, and then the small gap where the light switch is, and then this one, or if it's best to just put this one here starting there and going to the side. I am kind of leaning to how it was before with it against that wall, because then it just feels like there's more space over there. But when it's like this, we got a much larger opening here. So when I bring the cart through, even if it's sideways, it isn't gonna knock into stuff, versus right now where it needs to be at least like this, or else it is gonna hit the shelf or something like that. So I'm still not entirely sure yet, but then yeah, this here is the current bulk backlog that I have that hasn't been sorted through, although Decent amount of this stuff is already somewhat picked through, because I used to buy a lot from the one guy, and he would always separate out the minifigure parts from everything else. And so then a lot of that stuff was already listed, so it's mostly just the bricks, but the bricks themselves haven't been sorted through per se, and stuff like that. And then I just threw in lots of random stuff in here that is from different purchases and stuff like that. But yeah, then this here's like that. So yeah, then yeah, just this, and you're gonna see how much we can get. And also, I feel like if this is the way here, then I might be able to still store a little bit there, because right now I've just got the bubble wrap, but who knows, because I estimate that this here is probably I want to say around 200-ish pounds of bulk, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more, I don't know. But like, for example, this box is 20 pounds. So if we use that as a reference point, this one here, I think it was about 15 pounds. It's not completely full, but then if you combine them, then altogether it should be at least 50 pounds or so for that stack. And then we got this one, which is even bigger. And then this one, which is a lot more dense as well. So if we go like 80, so that'd be 160 plus the 50, that'd be like 210. And then we got this stuff here. This was like 13 pounds for these two boxes. So that brings us almost to 200. So by the time we throw in these two, it's probably just over 200-ish pounds. So yeah, then there is that. And that is now all cleaned up, because a lot of this stuff was just kind of thrown into that corner, and a good amount of it was on the floor, so I had to pick a whole bunch of that up and everything like that. But yeah, then now that that is done, it is time to get back to work on these guys. So I've slowly been going through all of these 1x bricks, and there were several bricks I was keeping an eye out for, and I just found the one. And props to you if you already know what this is from, but this here is a 1x1 brick in transparent and neon orange, which is this one right here, which is there's not that many that are that valuable of the 1x1 bricks, but this is one of the most valuable 1x1 bricks out there, with average sales between $1 to $4. And then this one is exclusive to one set from a while ago, right here. The Wookiee Attack. There's only one copy of that brick in this set right here. And yeah, that is a pretty rare brick. And yeah, I did not think that I would actually find it in this lot of all these bricks. But yeah, I just went through it and I just found it. Some other things I've been keeping an eye out for are these. Well, these here are some of the ones I found. So yeah, there's the transparent neon orange one. The brown ones are a little bit, and the transparent green and red, I'm keeping an eye out for on those. And then the dark brown one, although that one there, its price is likely falling because it's being released in a lot of newer sets. But yeah, just keeping an eye out for that one. But yeah, then just slowly going through these and messaging more people about more Lego. So we'll see if any of those go anywhere. So just finished with all of the 1x1 bricks. So that is now sorted through. So that's good. Got 2.5 of these containers filled with all of the different grays. So I'll put those here. So that is done. And then these are the ones I took out of it. I don't know. Oh yeah, that one there has a sticker on it. This here is from an old set, and this goes for like $3 or something. So yeah, then one Maersk blue, and then a couple other miscellaneous things. Put that stuff there. Got a random lid apparently. But yeah, then I was using the gloves for those ones now, so my hands aren't all weird now, so that is nice. And yeah, just messaging more things, because I'm starting to get a rough estimate for the response rate and stuff like that for the marketplaces. And so in general, probably around maybe somewhere between 10 to 25% total you'll ever even get a response from. Actually, about 25% of people you'll actually get a response from, and about 10% of people will probably agree to shipping the items, so that's good to get some numbers. And it's probably a lower response rate than normal because I specifically ask about shipping and stuff like that. And so yeah, then that is that. So getting some numbers, but yeah, then it's always funny. You message like 10 people, and then almost every single one of them says no, but that's fine. That's completely understandable because it is a local marketplace. People are there to do the simplest option available, just in person, pass money, give goods, it's done. But then if they have to ship it, then most people, they don't want to do that, and yeah, makes sense completely. So yeah, just see what we can get with that. But yeah, then good progress. So then just 2 little auctions on eBay, nothing crazy, just one for 15.5, one for 12.5, so that there's just over $1 minifigure excluding shipping. And this one here is a little over $1 as well. I was just looking up that one guy with the transparent red wings. I don't know what he's worth, about $7 bucks. So yeah, just when you're paying under $2 minifigure, and most of these have at least a little bit over $2 value, then that's good. So I reckon it's probably somewhere between a 2 to a 3 time return. Nothing crazy or anything like that. Just a couple cool little lots. Yogurt time. So then in communications with a different lot, but then that would be in the next vlog, because it's the end of the vlog now. So then hopefully get that possibly later today. But then the first of the Lego bulk auctions is ending. It's currently at, I think it's like $50 or so. Let me just see real quick. $56 right now, and ends in 7 hours. And like most people know, that the last like 2 minutes of auction is when it goes up, usually the most. So hopefully it goes for our hope of $94 or so, because then we would hit $5 a pound, which would be nice for this. But we'll see what it goes for. But yeah, that's what the one that was listed in the wrong category of action. So yeah, thanks to the person who pointed that out again. So hopefully on my next test for it, it might do better if it's listed in the correct category. But yeah, then the package thing that I might be getting later today is, the person says it's a 25-liter box. However, looking at the images, it's got to be at least a 40 to 50-liter box, because it is quite tall. There's like one of those ship hulls laying horizontally in it, or vertically, or something. Like, it's laying like this inside the box, and it doesn't even reach the other end. And then you could put more than 2 of them side by side, so it's bigger than this for that. And then it's probably from here to about here for height at least, and it's about 70% full. And this here, let's see if there's a sticker on it. This here is a almost 70-liter container, so I'm pretty sure that it is more than the 25-liter container, but who knows, might have just been a mistyped thing or something. But yeah, then might be getting that in. Currently just working out payment, but that should be here on 6 to 7 ish, possibly. Still trying to work out the time for a meetup for the other thing that I've been mentioning a few times. But yeah, then this is the end of the vlog. Thank you for watching if you got this far. Today is a Saturday, so the next vlog should be out on Wednesday.